You will notice what I have right now in Classroom is the title of our assignment blog. As of right now, I am estimating that it'll be due on the 18th. We'll see how we roll with technology and questions. I may change that. But basically, what we have is you're going to be writing a blog post on the 21st century employability skills with the reference of what employers are looking for in today's workforce. You are going to have 6 different sites for an A. That also means you need to have different domain names. You can't have all just .coms. You would need to have like a .edu, a .net, or a .gov in there as well. So you have to have a multitude of different places that you're getting your information from. So I have given you a link to Blogger. Blogger is going to be our spot that we're creating our blog. Then I also did give you the PDF of our rubric that we'll be using, but I'll address that a little bit. My main focus for today is going to be Blogger. So when you click on the link for Blogger, you are going to come up and you're going to see this screen. On the very top, it gives some information on the European Union laws and requirements. But we'll go from there. Basically, what we need to do right now is we need to click on this Create New Blog button. If you already had a blog, you should be able to create a new blog by clicking up here in the drop-down menu and then being able to create new blog. We're not doing a new blog post, Owen. Click on the drop-down menu in the upper left-hand corner and you need to create a new blog. When you click on Create New Blog, you are going to get this screen that comes up. Stay with me. Don't go ahead. I'm going to walk you through all the different things. Jacob, you got to get logged into your school account. Evan, you have to be logged into Chrome using your @Seymour Live account. Okay, Evan? Log into Chrome. You're not logged into Chrome. So when we get to this blog list, create a new blog, what you need to realize is Blogger is a free Google product that you can use. Right now we are creating our blog using our @Seymour Live account. So that means you need to be logged into Chrome using your @Seymour Live, not Gmail. Okay? So we're going to be creating a blog that will just be available here for Seymour, not necessarily the whole wide world. Using your Gmail account, you can go through and create a blog as well. So it is something that's available for anyone to use. Now, what we need to realize here is we have 2 different things that we have to put in. Title and address. Title is really going to be the title of your blog that you would be creating. So people would go through and come up with a creative title for what they would match the content. So when people can have multiple different blogs speaking on different topics. Okay? You can even have people that would have similar titles. What you will find is the address cannot be the same as anyone else's address. So for example, I can't go on the internet right now and create a website at Nike.com. Does that make sense? Because it's already being used by somebody else. So the address portion that shows up on here, it has to be unique to you. It can't match anyone else. So my title is going to be Grassel Employability Skills. So what do you think yours could be? Employability Skills. Okay, your last name, your first name, I don't care, and then employability skills would be a good choice. There's no dash in there. It doesn't like the word employability, but it's spelled right. So employability is spelled EMPLOYABILITY. Okay, so now, address. When I click in the address portion, it wants you to create the address domain for it. So this is what I'm going to call it because I got to make sure nobody else has this. I'm going to call it Grassel Employability. Do you think anyone else has made that employability domain before?
My name is Screwed.
No, I'm going to guess you might be okay. But here's what's going to happen. So if I just tried using test, it's going to go through and fill it in as test.blogspot.com. And do you see this yellow exclamation point at the end? That means I can't use it. So I would have to go again. So that's why I say I'm going to type in Grassel Employability. And then it's going to give me grasselemployability.blogspot.com. I have a blue check mark. I'm okay. So you go through, work on trying to get an address. Don't hit create blog yet. All right, so everyone's got a title in and they have their address in. I'm going to go ahead and click on create blog. And then it pops up and it says Google Domains. Find a domain name for your blog and connect it instantly. We're going to say no thanks. We don't need to do that. So what does that mean? Basically, I can go out and I can purchase a domain name. I can go out and purchase grassel.com. So you can go through and buy it. So if you had a business and you wanted to have it be a specific domain name, you could go and purchase it using a product like GoDaddy. Purchase it, and then you can then point your blogger so it won't say blogspot.com. It would just say grassel.com, for example. So it gives it a more unique URL and a little bit shorter. So this is the back side of a blog. It's not what people are going to see. This is just truly the setup for you as a creator on the blog. So we're just going to run down the left-hand side to kind of see what is happening. So the very first option we have there is stats. Stats would go through and show you how many different people have viewed or looked at your blog, or for example, have it giving you information on who has signed on to it, page views, all kinds of information about your audience. So if you are driving it, you can go from there. Comments. One of the things that you have for comments is you can go through and see what people have commented. You remember how I talked yesterday in social media that businesses have people assigned to viewing what's going on their social media? And you want to go through and you block trollers, or somebody that's going to put negative comments. You can go through and delete your comments on there as well. Okay. Now, the other interesting thing you're going to see right there is earnings. So we are not turning on earnings, but people can have advertisement on their blog. And then when people are visiting their site, if people were to click on the link or see those ads, you can actually make money. No different than people who make YouTube videos, and they make money just by making YouTube videos because they have monotonized, or they make money off of the ads that appear on their YouTube videos. Okay. We have different campaigns, and that's going to be an advertising campaign just to go ahead and share out your blog post. Now, are we going to be doing that in class? No. If you had to do this for your business, should you research that and do that? Yes. If your employer says, let's go ahead and get a blog out there to help promote our business, this would be a great spot to go to create your ad that would appear on different spots. Okay, then we have pages. Okay. Does pages kind of make sense what you're going to see? Okay, so you can create multiple pages that will go on your blog spot. We're going to really only have one right now, but you want to go through and you'd want to organize it. Okay, then we get to layout. And layout is really going to be all of the things that would appear within your blog. Now, I want to talk about it. So the upper left-hand corner, Favicon. Does anyone know what a Favicon is? Come on, nobody knows a Favicon? Liz, do you? Come on.
I don't.
Anyone? Favicon? Really? I was going to give somebody a sucker if they knew that one. Nobody. You use them all the time and you don't even know it. Okay, so here's my browser. I had to bring it down a little bit so you can see it. Do you see all these images? These images right there, those are favicons. The image that appears on your tab bar to tell you what it is instead of it being a word. So right now for our blog, what is the favicon? No, it's not a basket. It is a B representing blogger. So here's the thing. If I had a logo for my business, what should I put there? The logo for my business, because then it would drive traffic to that. It wouldn't be advertising for Blogger. Is that a good thing to be able to set? Yes, definitely. Now, the other things that we have are different gadgets or different things that can be there. So, right here we have a sidebar top. We can go through and add gadgets. Sidebar bottom, add some gadgets. You will notice by default, there is this sidebar top where it says About Me, Profile Gadget. So it allows the viewer to learn more about the author. Is that important? Yes. So they know the credibility. So you'll want to make sure that you set up your profile. On the bottom, we have the archive, we have labels, and you have an option to report views. Now, labels. If you have not looked at blogs a lot, you will find that blog posts are going to have a label or a heading that will kind of allow people to search for what they are going to be, what they want to learn about. So those are short words that would be put in just to give like a quick reference on what you search for. We have a search bar on the top, which is a good thing to have. You have a header that will have the name of the title of your blog. And you have subscription. Now, if we take a look at follow by email, you can follow by email gadget. Is it nice to be able to have people subscribe to your blog? Remember my example that I talked about? I have a software company that is going through and promoting a new update. They have a blog I follow. I don't go look at their blog page every day. I have more important things to do. What I do, and there's a blog that I want to know about, I click on to follow by email, and when there's a new post, it sends me an email. That email then tells me if I want to learn more about that blog post, I click on the link and it'll take me right to the blog. Because no one has time every morning to go look to see, is there a new post? Is there a new post? After a while, you're just annoyed if there's not a new post. So you want people to be able to sign up via email. And then you also have an option here for page list on the top and ads and page body, things like that. So this is where you would go through and add different features to your blog to customize it the way you want. Themes. This is a fun one. So right now, this is the theme of what mine looks like. I don't like it. Boring, right? So for the really geeky people, you can go in and edit your HTML. Anyone know HTML? What is it? Hypertext markup language. I know how to type HTML code. Teach a web class on that. So you can go through and you can go in and tweak your HTML code to make it look exactly the way you want. Okay? So you can go through and customize this, but you can also go down, scroll down on the bottom, and you can see all kinds of different themes that you can choose from. I don't care what theme. Please take a moment right now to look at your themes. It doesn't matter to me what type of theme you choose. But here's what happens. Once you click on one, it will show you a preview of it. Caleb, what are you supposed to be doing? Yeah, do it. Now, this shows you a preview, and what I want you to realize is when you click on this right here, which is why I'm asking everyone to stay with me and not go ahead on explaining things, this preview right here will show you where the text will be, because some of them it's harder to read your text on because what's in the background. So if you're not a fan of it, you would click on the X, and you can choose another one for you to look at to kind of see how it would play and where your text would be.
Why is that even on there? Do you have report advanced on blog? I think it's one of those one plays.
Now, here's the thing. Let's say that I really like the look of this one, but I don't like the picture in the background. We can change that, okay? So, if you looked at one, say, I like all of this, but I want to change a little bit, I'm going to show you how to modify it. So, go ahead and pick one right now, and then go ahead and click on Apply to Blog. It may tell you some of your gadgets may change based on the template that you applied. You just say, got it. Okay. So we're getting there. We realize, oh, you know, I really want to modify it and I really want to change it a little bit. So you can go ahead and click on Customize. Customize allows you to go in and change it a little bit. So I just clicked on that theme again and I clicked on Customize. This would be where you can spend a little bit of time. So up here on the top, on the left-hand side, we have this menu of themes, backgrounds, adjust widths, layouts, and advanced. Okay, I'm going to tell most of you to stay out of advanced because you don't know enough to know what you're going to screw up. Okay. What we can play with is our themes and our backgrounds and even a little bit of our layouts. So this is where I'm going to take a look at this theme that I have, which is called Picture Window. I'm going to go in, and I don't really like this picture, so I can actually click on that picture and I can pick a completely different one. And it will give me a preview right here. Okay. Super. What I did, I clicked on right here where the background image is, and I just clicked on the image itself. And then you have a whole bunch of images that you can choose from. Once you find an image that you like, I kind of like the money. The other thing that I look at this, I'm like, I don't like this green. Okay, I don't like this green. So I have an option right here. I can choose any one of these theme colors and change it. So I don't like the green. I tend to lead more towards the blue colors. And it will show you what it looks like with those colors on there to see what matches. I don't really like any of those colors with the money. I think I'm going to go with tan. Now, we looked at themes, which allows you to change what it looks like. Background, where we change the background image. Now I'm going to choose layout. Now the layout tab, get in and do this. The layout tab right here allows you to go through and change how your blog is going to look. There is no right or wrong. You should customize it the way you want. So, right here, this goes through and shows you what your body layout would be. It might be the theme that you have then. So different themes, you might be able to change the layout versus others. If you don't, that's okay. You don't have to change the layout. I just wanted to show you some themes you do then. Thanks for telling me. So, what I can do is I can go through and change how my page is going to appear. What we have are different sidebars, headers, cross columns, and down here it kind of shows you what it would look like if you can modify your body layout. It does tell you you can go to dashboard layout in Blogger to add or remove or edit or rearrange these gadgets. So I'm going to choose my footer layout as the solid bottom, which will look like that. Okay, so once you have modified and chose the theme that you like, you've set your background image, you have a layout that you like, you can go ahead and click on Apply to Blog. It might take a little bit. Mine is applying to blog. It's being a little bit slow. Once you've applied it to blog, you can click on back to Blogger. And then you will notice when I'm on my theme page, it shows me this is what it would look like on a browser on a computer. This is what it would look like on a mobile device. Blogger will automatically go through and format. It can tell based on the operating system of the device that is accessing your blog whether to appear like this or like that. Have you ever been on your phone and you've tried to open up a web page and it just doesn't work on your phone because it's designed for a computer? Okay, Blogger automatically does that for you. That's good to know for technology-wise, that you don't have to go through and create a whole nother site, because a lot of customers are going to be viewing it on mobile devices. We still have to make sure it fits both platforms, but we can go ahead and go in from there. So everyone has their theme set up they like. If you don't like it after you start typing on it, can you change it? Most certainly. Okay. Okay. What we're going to do right now is we're going to do a sample post, just so you can see what it is. So I'm going on the left-hand side, I'm going to posts. And when I go to post, I'm going to see that there is nothing there. Would you agree? We don't have any post yet typed. To create a new post, I would actually click on New Post. This is where you go through and type in your information. So everyone should be on this screen right now. This is the page that you go to enter in a blog post. So to get there, you clicked on Post, and then on the very top, you clicked on the orange button that said New Post. Post and then New Post. Top. Return to Blogger. Post on the upper left-hand corner, and then orange button, New Post. Nope, you're fine, you're fine. I was getting Carla set up. This page right here is going to be where you are composing your blog post. Now, one of the nice things about Blogger is you can go through and create a blog post, and you can be editing and you can be modifying it. You don't have to click save and then it's published out there for the world. You will notice in the upper right-hand corner, we have an option of publish, save, preview, and close. So you can be working on writing it and you don't have to worry about saving it and it going out to the whole world. But here's the thing, when it's ready to go out to the whole world, what do you have to do? You have to hit publish. And you do that for each post. Remember, a blog is set up as a way for people to communicate with individuals. And what happens is every new blog post goes on top and it pushes the next one down. Very similar to Classroom. Every time I give you a new Classroom assignment, the older ones go down further. That's what Blogger does. Every new post goes on top. When you have a lot of blog posts, what you'll see on the right-hand side, oftentimes it would be organized by months. saying this is going to be what would be posted in this month. If you don't have a lot by months, but you may be able to see what was posted by year. So then people can go back. It's a nice reference point to be able to see what has happened over the whole length of this blog. We're not going to be doing a lot of multiple posts on this, but I do want you to know that is the way that your users can go through and access anything that you've written before. So by default, we are in regular typing mode, very similar to if you were going to type on a Google Doc. You don't have a lot of the same formatting things. You can do some more advanced things in Google Docs than you can from here. If you know how to format HTML, please note you can go in and put in your HTML codes. If you have no idea what that means, don't worry about it. Okay, that's my rule for you. So we have here undo, redo. We have our different fonts, font sizes. We have different types of text. Your heading 1s, heading 2s, bold, italics, underline. We have our font colors. What happens if you use the font color blue? What if it's blue? What do you think it is? A link. Think about it. If you're on a web page and you see text that's blue, what do you automatically assume? You can click on it, right? And it's going to be a link. So think about that when you use the link. Also, I don't like that they let you underline. Why?
Link.
A link. Because if you underline something, people are going to assume it's a link, and they're going to go to try to click on it, and they're going to be like, why is the link not working? Not realizing you're using underline as a format feature. So I never like the use of underline on a web page because people would assume it's going to be a hyperlink. So if you're typing a document that's going to be printed out, use underline all you want. It works great. But if it's going to be something that's viewed electronically, people are going to assume it's going to be a link. Okay, we then have here as a highlight button. Here's where we're going to go through and add a link. Here's where we add a picture. What do we think this is going to add? Video. Okay. Emojis. This is going to be a page break. This is where we would change our alignment from left, center, or right. Then we have our numbered list, our bulleted list. If we needed to insert a quote, strike to text, and then look at this button right here, spell check. Please make sure you use that. On the right-hand side, this is where you put in your labels. Labels are important on a blog post because it's going to tell people what you're talking about. So right now, I'm just going to type in welcome. That is going to be one of them that would be on there. Then I would type in Seymour Community High School. It's going to be what I would type in. And then I would do comma, employability skills. Now, a label is going to be whatever is within the comma. So in my example here, I did welcome, comma. So that's going to tell people that a label would be welcome. So each one of these, I have 3 labels. A label can be multiple words. They're just separated by commas. So you know when you're on YouTube and you search, oftentimes it's going to be searching what people put in the label. So the more descriptive you are with your labels, the easier it is for people to find what you're talking about. Okay. I would then click on done. Notice here schedule. If I know I want my blog post to go out at a certain time, I can schedule it to go out on Fridays at 2:15 p.m. and I don't need to be on the computer. I just have to have it written and then I can schedule it to be pushed out. So that way you're not driven by what you need to do at a certain time for clicking it, but you can put it out there. Okay? Okay, a permalink is going to be generated and automatically added. We're not going to do anything with that. Location. Right now, our location is just set to the United States. Would it be important for a business to have a direct location? Yes. Do I necessarily want you to put a location on right now? No, not for you as a student. I don't want people finding you saying that, yes, we know that you're in Seymour High School. But if you were going through and working and creating a blog post, let's say for the Packers, should they have it linked directly to where the Packers is? Yes, because it's going to help drive traffic to their business. And then again on the bottom we have over there on the right hand side is going to be options. Okay? Now this options is important because sometimes we don't want people to comment, we just want to push information out. So right now, by default, reader comments are allowed. So that means people can go through and read and add a comment to your blog post. In compose mode shows HTML literally. What does that mean? It shows you basically what it would kind of look like on your page. Okay? Line breaks are going to use a BR tag. Okay, my HTML people, what does BR mean? Break. So here's the thing. When you are writing in HTML, if you were to put in like what you would consider an enter is going to put a blank line between things. A BR is going to go through and just put it on the next line without a blank line between it. So if I were to type in an address, let's say I was typing in Seymour Community High School, 10 Circle Drive, Seymour, Wisconsin. Do I want a blank line between those? I would like a blank line between paragraphs because then it makes it a little bit easier for our eye to read. So that's what the BR tag means. Now, we'll notice when we go through, and I would like you to just type the word title in the main content of your page, and then hit enter. Okay, we're just typing a word on there, title, and then I'm hitting enter. And you will notice, gentlemen, when I type the word title and hit enter, like you're supposed to do, where did the cursor go? Down. Now look at the title. Like, you will notice that the font's kind of small, right? So what you can do is you can actually highlight the word title, and you can actually set it to a heading. And now what will happen when you highlight it and set it to a heading by choosing heading under right here is we'll actually change the emphasis of that word. I strongly suggest that if you are doing different parts to an article, that the title would be the main heading. And then if I were to say 10 important rules all employers want you to know. Now, I'm purposely picking that. I would set that as a subheading. Oops. And then I'm probably going to type number 1. And then what I would do with number 1 is I would set that one as a minor heading. So I'm using my heading feature. You don't have to type the exact words. I'm totally fine with that. But I want you to see this is a title. This is a subheading, and this is a minor heading. And the reason that I chose this, 10 important rules all employers want you to know, and then I went through and did this one is because, does it make sense if I said that there were 10 important things that I would need to have a list where it'd say 1, 2, 3, and you should use those headings because it's going to format it a little bit different and it's going to make it stand out a little bit differently. Now, I'm like, I wonder how this looks on my blog. All I need to do, you have to remember to hit save. This is a Google product that you have to hit save on. I can go ahead and click on preview. This is not publishing it. This is just showing what my text would look like on my blog. And you will notice it says wham bam preview right there. Okay. Now you will notice it opened it up within a new tab. Your preview is opened as a new tab right here. So to get out of it, you can just close that window and you should be back to your composition screen. Now, Some of you might not like how it looks. How would you change things? How would you change it if you didn't like what it looked like? Go change your theme, pick a different background, pick a different color scheme. I don't care. But the point is, you need to think about what your colors mean to your audience. Okay? I picked money. Why? Because I'm talking about employability skills. That's kind of the whole point of my blog. So their employability means people are going to be working, people are going to get money. So the theme of money kind of fit with what I wanted to do. It would not make sense for me to pick a theme of snowmobiles unless my blog was on snowmobiles. So you need to make sure that your theme or your images relate to what you're talking about. You don't want to confuse the reader. Do your color choices matter? Yes. Think about black. Is black a positive feeling or a negative?
It's a serious feeling. Neutral, bro.
Black is a very strong color. The use of black and white text is good on a screen because you have a lot of contrast. But it's going to be more of a dark feeling associated with it. So when we talk about the amount of time that businesses put forth in designing their colors and their themes for their pages, it matters. Anytime you go to McDonald's, you're always going to see the same color choices. When you go to Dairy Queen, the same colors. It's their marketing. They have to do it. I'm not going to go on the Bucky Badger webpage and see green. Right? It's going to be red associated with the same color that the Badgers use for their colors. Okay? Several years ago, they were redesigning the Seymour High School webpage, and they wanted to take the color scheme from red, white, and black to blue and green. Because it's easier on your eyes on the screen. And I said, I agree. It is much easier to see than red. But you cannot have us have a blue and green, because what are people going to associate with it then? That's our colors, and is that our school colors? No, so you're going to find that our webpage, instead of having a lot of red, we actually have a lot of white, and then we're accenting with red colors here and there, because red on a computer screen is very hard on your eyes to see. So you have to be aware of a lot of those different features. So, the other thing that we would have to be able to do on a blog is we have to be able to link. So I would click on the word employee. And then I would click on link. And it has an option here. I can either put in a web address or an email address. So I just copied a web address to CNBC. Then I also have this option right here. Open this link in a new window or add a relative non-follow attribute. I like this. Open link in new window. Because what does that mean? While they're reading the article, they click on the link and that tab opens up. That page is going to open up in a new tab. If you don't do that, it replaces your blog with that link. And in order for them to get back to your blog, what do they have to do? Click on the back button. So I always make sure that I click on this open link in new window. Make sure you log out, please.